Could the Golden State Warriors be on the verge of a heartwarming reunion that fans never saw coming? With a vacancy on their two-way contracts and a chance to bring in a player who's not just talented but has a deep connection to our very own Stephen Curry, this could be a game changer. Imagine seeing a young guard who idolizes Curry and has already made waves in the G League, donning the Warriors' blue and gold. This potential signing isn't just about filling a roster spot. It's about adding a fresh spark that could ignite the team's momentum. Make sure to subscribe and hit that like button to stay in the loop with all the latest Warriors news. With the Golden State Warriors navigating a pivotal phase in their season, the buzz around potential moves is at an all-time high. While the Yites' focus has predominantly been on trades as we approach the February 6 deadline, there's another angle worth discussing: the team's two-way contracts. Recently, the Warriors parted ways with Reese Beekman, creating a vacancy that might just be the perfect opportunity for them to sign Quincy Olivari, a name that has been making waves. Now, let's delve into why Olivari could be a game-changer for the Warriors. The former Lakers guard was waived earlier this week, and his impressive G League performance has made him a hot commodity on the free agent market. During the preseason, he garnered attention with a standout game against the Warriors, pouring in 22 points and snatching 7 rebounds. Yet, it was his emotional post-game press conference that truly captured the hearts of fans. He spoke about his admiration for Stephen Curry, his childhood hero, and that moment resonated deeply, even among Warriors fans, despite his ties to the Lakers. Adding Olivari to the roster isn't just about sentimental value, it's about basketball IQ and skill. He's been lighting it up in the G League, averaging 17.2 points, 4.4 rebounds, and 4.4 assists, while shooting over 40% from beyond the arc. With the Warriors losing a young talent in Beekman, replacing him with another 23-year-old guard like Olivari makes a lot of sense. It's a strategic move that could pay dividends as the season progresses. I can't help but think about how this decision will impact the team's dynamic and the fans' hopes for a successful season. We've seen frustrations boil over in recent games, and a positive story like Olivari's could serve as a much-needed breath of fresh air for the franchise. Imagine Curry mentoring Olivari, helping him grow and develop into a valuable asset for the Warriors. It's a narrative that not only excites me as a fan, but also embodies the spirit of the Warriors culture. But let's be real for a moment. Do you think this was the best decision? Honestly, I'm torn. While the emotional aspect of bringing in a player who idolizes Curry is compelling, we also need to consider whether Olivari can translate his G League success to the NBA level. There's always a risk with young talent, and while the potential is there, we need to ensure that he can withstand the pressures of the league. In terms of what this means for the Warriors' future, signing Olivari could set them up for a more promising trajectory. With the playoffs looming, having a player who can stretch the floor and provide depth at the guard position could be crucial. The Warriors have always thrived on their shooting prowess, and Olivari's ability to knock down threes aligns perfectly with that philosophy. The Golden State Warriors are navigating some intriguing waters this season, and the latest buzz surrounding a potential trade with the Utah Jazz has me on the edge of my seat. With the Warriors sitting at a 20-20 record, there's a palpable urgency in the air, especially after Stephen Curry's recent comments about the need for improvement. It's clear that the team recognizes they can't remain stagnant in the competitive Western Conference. So, could the acquisition of Colin Sexton and Walker Kessler be the key to reigniting our championship aspirations? Let's break this down. The proposed trade would see the Warriors sending Brandon Podziemski, Gary Payton II, Kevin Looney, and a couple of second-round picks to the Jazz in exchange for Sexton and Kessler. Now, on paper, this looks like a win-win. Sexton, at just 26 years old, is averaging 18.3 points and 4.0 assists per game. He's been a dynamic scorer and could complement Curry perfectly. Imagine a backcourt with Curry and Sexton. Fearsome, right? He could come off the bench as a sixth man or even start alongside Curry, which would provide some much-needed firepower. And let's talk about Kessler. This guy's 23 years old and averaging a double-double with 10.8 points, 11.3 rebounds, and 2.5 blocks per game. He's that gritty, defense-first center we've been missing since the days of our dynasty. You know, the kind of player who sets those solid screens and protects the rim, allowing Draymond Green to focus on what he does best. Adding Kessler would not only bolster our front line but also give us long-term security at the center position. Now, I get it. Some fans might be concerned about giving up a first-round pick and some key rotation players. But let's be real. The Warriors aren't just looking for short-term fixes. They need a sustainable path back to contention. And this trade could help us achieve that. The Jazz are in full-on tank mode, and they're likely motivated to collect young talent and draft assets. Podziemski has shown flashes of potential, even if he's struggling this year. Plus, Payton and Looney are solid contributors, but also expiring contracts that the Jazz can use to clear some cap space. The implications of this trade extend far beyond this season. By bringing in young, talented players like Sexton and Kessler, we're not just making a push for the playoffs. We're securing pieces that can grow with our core moving forward. We can't forget that Curry is not getting any younger, and keeping the championship window open requires smart, calculated moves. This trade might just be the stepping stone we need to maintain our competitive edge in the league. But here's where I stand. Do I think this is the right path? Honestly, I'm torn. On one hand, acquiring two young stars could set us up for the future. But on the other hand, parting with valuable assets like Looney, who brings grit and experience, leaves me wondering if we're losing too much depth. It's a delicate balance, and I can't help but feel anxious about how this might play out. And you? What do you think? I want to hear your opinions down below. Would you support a move for Sexton and Kessler, or do you think we should hold onto our assets for a bigger splash later on? This is a pivotal moment for our franchise, so let's discuss it. Don't forget to activate the notification bell to get all the latest updates. If you're enjoying the content, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more insights and analysis as we follow the Warriors through this critical season. Let's keep the conversation going and stay united as fans, because together, we're all in this for the love of the game and our Golden State Warriors.